Welcome back to my F1 2015-2014 career mode of Sauber. This is round number 15 at Japan. We're coming off the back of our second embarrassing bottle at a street circuit. This one, I don't think it was as bad as Monaco. It wasn't great still. We did, however, still score points, so that was 8 race wins. What? Despite Singapore being disappointing, we're going into this with the goal of getting 8 consecutive points finishes. So let's go to round number 15 and continue chipping away at Magnussen's points tally. We're very slowly catching him. Very slowly. Both practice and Q1 were painfully uneventful. We get through in P8. Adrian Sutil has had another phenomenal qualifying performance. He's P19. Credit to him. It was looking a little touch and go in Q2. My banker lap time was not good at all, but at the end of Q2, we're on our final lap now. We're 1.1 seconds up as we come into the third sector. Through the final corner, almost lifting the back end of the car, crossing the line, up into P9 we go. We're through to Q3. I fully expect either a P8 or a P9 qualifying position. That's just what I get in this car now. Oh. I wondered why that clip would continue to play. Well, that sucks.
It's Sunday afternoon here in Suzuka, Japan, at one of the most exciting circuits on this year's calendar. Fresh from his race-winning performance, Fernando Alonso has been speaking candidly about his championship-winning prospects this week.
Non-existent. Admittedly, P11 isn't the worst place to start. What the fuck is that? I decided to start on the prime tyres because it actually gave me a 2-stop if I start on the prime tyres, so lights out and away we go. Hulkenberg gets a brilliant start, or it might be a very average start just compared to me. I cannot for the life of me start on this game. 2015 is going to be the same. Into turn 1 we go, we're on the outside of Verne and Perez, we go on the outside of both of them. We're now side by side with Magnussen through turn number 2, running wide so we can't get back up into P11. And through the S's, I've got a feeling this is going to be quite painful. As we know, this car doesn't have straight line speed or downforce. However, because the AI is so slow, I am actually somehow able to go on the outside of Magnussen. It's a phenomenal overtake. At least it would be if the AI just weren't famously shit on lap number 1. But we get back up into P11 at the end of sector 1. Pretty standard. Hulkenberg get absolutely fucked off by lap number 3, so through 130R, we're under pressure from Magnussen. We're running wide at 130R and down towards the chicane. We're going to outbrake ourselves. We're driving terribly. We're driving absolutely terribly. We're going to be side by side through the final corner. Magnussen's already got past me. I've lost the back end through the final corner. We've collected Jean-Eric Verne. But we're facing the right direction. We're just going to... What the fuck? Grosjean is upside down. Grosjean has just been launched into the air. I've moved across on Kvyat. You know what? I'm just going to ignore what just happened behind me. I've somehow got an illegal overtake on Kvyat. That's very questionable. He's taken me out anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. I think at this point I just had to pause to fully process everything that happened in those couple of seconds. A lot of bullshit happened. Let's watch this back and analyse what happened, shall we? So we go deep into the chicane. Magnussen goes around my outside and with Mercedes power just gets past me. I end up losing the back end for the final corner. I collect, I think that's Verne. Then Grosjean comes in and just uses Verne as a ramp. And then Bianchi comes in and just drives under Grosjean. And then Kvyat comes in, watches it all unfold, goes straight for the middle of it, doesn't even overtake me. So I don't really know how I've got an illegal overtake for that. However, the move I did on him was disgusting. And then into turn number 1, I just understeered and drove into the side of him. So that was fun. Now we've got to fight our way through the field. First up was Ericsson. Obviously, I've got to see this Caterham every single race, no matter what the occasion. We're right behind him through turn number 7 and into the first Egner. We're just going to scare him offline and go up his inside up into P19.
Good job, nice overtake.
Calm down, Jeff. It was a Caterham. Next up, we've got a group of cars. It's Chilton ahead, 1.7 seconds ahead. They are battling into the final chicane. Hopefully, I can just get past these guys all at once. I don't really want to be battling. Chilton spun. I've been collected. Thank you, Chilton. We're going to have to pass the Caterham again, but that's fine. I mean, we'll pass... Nope, we've been hit by Vern. Thanks, Vern. That's fine, we can just get back on track. And we've been hit by Chilton again. Thanks, Chilton. We're down to last place, and we've got a broken wing. At least we're near the pits, I guess. I'll be honest, I can't say I'm enjoying this race. Well, we're going to put the options on, and you know what? We may have to actually go for that 3-stop. This has not gone well. Okay, attempt 2 at a charge for the field. We're now on the faster tyre, so we might have better luck. Up the inside of Grosjean to 130R. I would say that's impressive, but it's the 2015 AI. It was also for P21, so I'm not going to gas myself up too much. But it does look like there's some cars in the pit, so as we go on to lap number 8, we may move up more positions. Lucky us. Wow. One position. By lap number 9, we're once again behind car number 9. It's going to be the same move I did on Grosjean. Again, it's a Caterham. I've driven it, it can barely take 130R flat, so it's not that impressive of a move. Up ahead, Kobayashi is battling my teammate Sutil through turns 1 and 2. They're side by side, and I would make a comment about Sutil. Oh, he's been understeered into and taken out. Well, that's going to be 2 less cars for me to worry about. I was going to judge Sutil for battling a Caterham, however, I have just had to overtake Ericsson twice, so I can't really judge him too much. We're going to go on the outside of Sutil, as he's clearly got a broken wing, up into a phenomenal P17. I think it's fair to say the Caterham drivers got a bit confused, because when Ericsson catches onto the back of Sutil, he did try into the back of him. I don't know if Ericsson forgot who he was, which Caterham he was, or he thought Sutil was me. Either way, there's some very obvious targeting going on from the Caterham team. By lap 11, we're on the back of Maldonado and Vern. That is a horrible combination of drivers I have to pass, given it's me. Maldonado was struggling through the first sector, and once again, like we did on lap number 1, we're just going to drive clean around the outside of him on the option tyres, up into P16. Again, these should be impressive moves, but the AI is just so bad. Next up is Jean-Eric Verne. We're going to get DRS on him down towards turn number 1, and I'm hoping I can cruise past him. I don't really want to be sat behind him in the middle sector. Yep, for some reason I'm going on the outside of him and making it difficult for myself, but we go on the outside of Verne, up into P15. We're slowly creeping up the order. I don't really know what I'm doing in strategy for the rest of this race, we're just making it up as we go along. The following lap we're behind Bianchi, through 130R again. We're not going to be passing him into that corner though. We're going to sit behind him and overtake him around the outside into the chicane, hit the back of him ever so slightly. I mean, it's 2015 AI, what do you want me to say? I've almost spotted it into the pit wall. Honestly, that could have been a mercy DNF to end the race on lap 12. By the end of lap number 13, a lot of cars are coming into the pit. I have absolutely no idea what number pit stop they're on, because I don't really know what I'm doing. To be honest, I'm the commentator, and I'm the wrong person to ask on this one. Up to P12 we go, we're past Kvyat, thank God, and we're somehow ahead of Magnussen. And at the end of lap number 15, we're going to come into the pit. Options? Maybe? The options have held out well. I genuinely can't remember. I don't know. Am I going options? I'm not. I'm going primes. Why the fuck would I do that? And also, if the options are that good, why the hell did it tell me to do a 3-stop? By lap number 19, we're lapping Sutil. This is the same Sutil who was clearly ahead of me in the opening 5 laps. And then obviously he had his... Speaking of incidents, I've almost thrown it into the wall again. I've somehow not picked up damage. You know what, I'm going to stop insulting Sutil, because clearly karma has it out for me. As we come on to lap number 20, we've got a few more cars in the pit. Where do we go up? Do we go up more than one position? 2 positions, that's crazy. That's insane. Sutil's still not getting out of my way. Just want to point out, Sutil, get out of my way. 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 Sutil, you're being blue flagged. I'm your teammate. Sutil. Sutil. I'm your teammate. You're being blue flagged. Get out of the way. That's one of the worst places you could have possibly done it. Jesus fucking Christ. He genuinely might be one of the worst teammates I've ever had, and I've had a league season where my teammate never showed up for any races. On lap number 21, we've got Drum up ahead. We're on board with Raikkonen currently. We've got a Caterham who is making up his own racetrack, and once again, he has taken out one of the leaders. This Caterham team has genuinely got to be looked into. You should really look into Button as well, because he literally just drove into the back of Raikkonen there. Well, I'm not going to complain, because that's 2 more positions for us as we come through Sector 1. Somehow, that's going to move us into the points. So we're now in 10th place with no stops left to make. 7 laps to go. Genuinely, I don't know how I've managed this. Keeping to the theme of terrible teammates this race, we're on board of Alonso, behind the injured Kimi Raikkonen. Okay, I need to know what Raikkonen's done to the grid, because he's pissed off a lot of drivers. This incredibly lucky P10 is going to become P9, because on lap number 21, Perez pulls into the pit, and, spoiler alert, that's going to be it for this race. We're going to jump to the end of lap number 27. I don't know how I've done it, but we're going to get P9, despite being bullied in my first stint, almost losing it so many times. We've come home P9, we've continued our point streak, 8 points finishes in a row. I'm just a bit lost for words, because I don't really know how I've ended up P9. I guess it has something to do with the fact that every single fucker did a 3-stop for some reason. But at the end of the Japanese Grand Prix, Nico Rosberg finishes ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Does that mean they're on equal points now? I think they're level on points. We come home in P9, which honestly baffles me. Genuinely, I don't know how I've done that. Because it wasn't like I drove a clean race but just did 1 less stop. My race was an absolute shit show. When was the last time we got through a race weekend without Sutil finishing in last in either session? Has it actually happened? In the Drivers' Championship, finally, the Mercedes cars are level on points. 234 points each, 47 points ahead of Vettel. I've got a feeling, I don't think Vettel's in this championship. Down the table though, we once again chip away at Magnussen's points tally. We're now just 4 points behind him. And in the constructor... Oh, you bastards.